Okay, how many people out there listening before we actually go hot? I'm just kind of curious. Anybody listening to us right now? Wow. Before we get hot, what do you think? This is the pre-game show. What do you?
Pre-game. Oh my goodness.
Y'all stay tuned. We got a interesting morning, I'm sure.
That's what Carolina needed, a
We have
pregame.
no idea what we're talking about, but it's okay. Hang in there. Okay, okay, here we are again for real this time. It's
Monday.
Monday. It's here to
Yay.
stay. With an executive order and a dash of vinegar, it's decreed that there will be now five, count them, five Mondays every week. That will be followed by 2 days of yard work, 3 weekends of each month, with the fourth weekend filled with rain or snow, depending upon where you live. This will reign as the rule of the land until the current occupants of the precious earth are replaced with instruments made in China, assembled in third world nations by the children there, instruments that will resemble the current population of Earth. These instruments will be the first to be equipped with brains programmed with the much acclaimed AI, artificial intelligence. In reality, it's doubtful we will notice any difference in the new instruments as we, the people in charge, have been reprogramming Earthlings for the last 75 years. Good morning, I'm Rayford Brown, and we welcome you to Live and Local Real Talk. Or is it?
It's AI. Good morning. I'm Lee Barrels, and good morning. Happy Monday. Say good morning to Royce. He's first up.
Hey, Royce, how are you,
He's
Royce?
He's already listening.
He's up there.
He's already sent us a good morning.
Well, that's okay. Is it okay with you?
Yes, there's one thing I have to say about Royce.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, Royce. Is no matter what's going on
He's
in
there.
town, he's there.
Yeah,
As I was leaving Saturday, here he came with Pops.
that's
and I'm
right
like,
there.
he's everywhere.
He's everywhere. He's
He's everywhere, like
that
a
used to
fox.
be that was like Superman. He's everywhere. He's
It's like
everywhere.
a fox looking for the hen
But,
house.
but is it okay with you?
It's well, yes. What have you got up your sleeve? Yeah, it's okay with me. Go ahead.
Okay. On March 23rd, this date in the year was 1839, the
Why do I know
initials
that?
OK are first published in the Boston Morning Post.
Okay.
Now, where did OK, how did they come up with OK? The letters OK.
Okay, tell me.
Okay, I'm going to tell you. It was
Okay.
meant to be an abbreviation for all correct. That's OLLKORRECT, a popular slang misspelling of all okay at the time. Okay steadily made its way into the everyday speech of Americans, and on this date, it became semi official. It was published in the Boston Morning Post, so it had to be official, right?
Is
Favorite
it in?
practice among younger educated circles to misspell words. They did it intentionally.
Is
Sort
it
of
on
like me.
Google? Is it on Google?
I don't know.
I'll believe it as it is.
Then abbreviate them and use them as slang when talking to one another. We misspell words here, but do we do it intentionally? I do. I misspell a lot of words intentionally, like school board, BORED. Just
That
as
was
teenagers today have their own slang based on distortions of common words, such as cool, KEWL for cool, or
Yeah.
DZ for these, DZ. I didn't know about that one.
Diz.
The in crowd of the 1830s had a whole host of slang terms they abbreviated. I always thought about them as being like, duh, boring back in the 1800s. I didn't think about the teenagers
They
doing
used
anything
slang
except
back
working
then?
on. They did, apparently. Another one, popular abbreviations included KY.
I'm not even what?
No use.
No
Yeah,
use.
no use. But the words that they used were spelled KNOWYUSE. No use. No
Oh.
use. KG for no go. KNOW go. And OW
Go.
for all right. OLLWRIGHT. All right. All right.
What's the abbreviation? What's the slang for I'm confused?
Lee. I've been
What?
lead. I have
Mine is
been
what?
lead.
What?
Anyway, well, good morning, y'all. I hope you're doing fine this morning. It's a Monday morning.
Yes.
And we got some great weather today, and then
Beautiful.
it's going to decline for a bit.
Yeah, just
And
a
then-
little
but
bit.
we're on the upswing here. Finally got spring in here, so that's the good news.
You know what we really have?
Pollen. And that wasn't rehearsed.
Pollen. And smart me thought I'd go through the car wash. Was it Thursday, Friday? To wash the pollen off my truck.
Mhm.
And
then-
ended up losing an antenna. So $150 later to buy a new antenna for my truck.
do it at home.
I'm gonna have to get the water hose out. Well, I was trying to keep from getting the water hose out in case we have one more night or two of below freezing, which we shouldn't.
Just drain
even
the
if it does.
hoses. They're fine. Turn
It's
the water
just
off. And
Right now, but I know it's back to hand washing.
Yep, I found it to be a whole much more better, easier.
How much more better?
Yeah, because I'll do it to my convenience instead of waiting in line or doing whatever.
Oh, have you dug your dirt yet to take down to the agricultural?
No.
Well, I was going to do mine today before it rains, if it rains.
Mhm.
If you get a chance, and then I'll take them both tomorrow.
Okay,
Take them all
we'll try to
tomorrow.
do it.
Yes, we're going to get our soil tested.
Tragedy in New York at
I know, it's
LaGuardia.
crazy.
I'm like, what in the world? It's a Air Canada Express regional jet struck a Port Authority vehicle. It was a fire truck
Yes.
on the ground after land. Well, I'm assuming it would be on the ground if they struck a fire truck. Struck a fire truck in
Ground
the air.
stop,
It would
right.
be kind of dumb. It's at New York's LaGuardia. Late last night, killed 2 people. The pilots aboard the airplane, the Air Canada
Mhm.
Express plane. This is not a little plane. It's a big regional jet. It's a CRJ 900.
Right.
Was arriving from Montreal, struck the vehicle at about 24 miles per hour, just about midnight. The 2 pilots were killed. Port Authority Executive Catherine Garcia said at a news briefing more than 40 passengers, crew members, and aircraft rescue and firefighting officers were transported to the hospital. No one on the ground was killed, but there were injuries. Apparently, there was some confusion, and one plane taking off decided it couldn't take off because
The
of
U.S.
smoke.
Air.
Yeah,
Yes.
the U.S. Air had smoke in the cockpit area throughout the plane, I guess.
Yeah, they aborted
So
their.
They aborted, and that
Right.
set up a chain reaction of confusion.
Mm-hmm.
And the plane incoming did not get word, apparently, and the fire truck responding to the U.S. Air jet did not get word, and that the plane was coming in. It once was, and like I was telling this morning, the story when they were telling me about it on the radio, the ham radio, but it once was, they had, at least at smaller airports, they used to have various communications ways. You could not cross a runway unless you had an escort vehicle that had contact with the ground control.
I take it. Well, I can't wait to hear Captain Steve's take on all this.
That's going to be something else.
He
I'm
does a
sure.
podcast. If y'all don't know who he is,
He's about a 30-year pilot, 30
yes,
years or something.
very intelligent, and he analyzes everything. And he's the only one I'll listen to. The other podcasters that do it, not so much, but Captain
he's got
Steve, I like him.
credentials. He's
He
got the right creds to be able to do something like that. And
Right.
I actually like him.
I do too. Ever since you put me on to him, I watch him.
It's like and I don't watch him every day, but I'll pick and choose what I'm interested in.
Whenever there's a crash, I watch it.
Yeah,
I watch the new stuff that comes out.
Well, there's a crash every day somewhere.
Yes, that's true.
And
that's true.
He's always pulling stuff down, and he has access. It's generally public access to some of the stories and things. I mean, the information that's out there, so he can get to it.
I think this is going to be another situation where everything just was there and just happened all at once. The fire truck goes out onto the tarmac about the time the Canada Airjet is landing, and it was just a mess.
Well, they do have a recording. Of course, they got recordings for everything, and the fire truck was given the kind of a really excited person. Stop to the truck.
Could you imagine being in that truck though and seeing that airplane coming at you?
Well, they come in so fast you wouldn't know it's in the dark after midnight.
Well, that's a lot of lights.
So yeah, there are a lot of lights, but there are lights everywhere at the freaking airport. That's the problem. There are too many lights.
Yeah, it's blinding.
You just get confused with all the lights. Where is he coming from? Which light is that? I can see it.
What a strange incident, but takes you back to DC, the helicopter and the passenger jet.
Yeah.
All the stuff was there. All the misfortune was there and just all molded together.
Yeah. There were 72 passengers on board, 4 crew members, 2 flight attendants.
Fortunate that more weren't killed.
Absolutely.
If there's anything fortunate to come out of it. But
the front end of the airplane was where the cockpit was like, holy moly. It was a mess. And these guys sit up high.
Yes, yes.
They don't have a lot of straight down visual points.
It's like taking a Coke can and going out and stomping
That's what it looked like.
Flattening it.
Looked like.
Yes.
Had a couple of situations here in Oslo County over the weekend, 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, maybe.
Normal crazy weekend.
Maybe 28 or something, but had one tragic situation there, still under investigation. 2 people were shot dead. Possibly they're investigating one of the possibilities is a murder-suicide. This was a domestic couple involved in a relationship in their 50s and or 60s. So they weren't children. And they were, boyfriend, girlfriend.
I didn't hear about this. Yeah. This was in Jacksonville?
Yeah, it was in the county. And happened yesterday afternoon. And the 2 people were dead.
Oh no!
There are distinct possibilities in a situation like that, and there may have been a third person there or present or something, but there in such situations, everything's investigated as murders, right? Outside related, whatever.
Correct.
Possibilities will include murder, suicide, where one person kills the other and then kills himself or herself. Mm-hmm. That's one. One is 2 people with different guns shot each other.
True.
At the same time. It happens. It has happened. Third one is, of course, that a third person was involved. So they're investigating it. So they're not ruling anything out at this time. So if you read crap on social media, there you go. Don't jump to any conclusions. I haven't.
Right. No, I haven't even. I missed that one entirely.
Then Saturday night.
More later.
Was it Saturday night? Yeah, Saturday night there was a wreck up here on Old 30. There was a deputy sheriff apparently turned around on 2 people doing some spontaneous racing or driving fast or doing whatever. Did a turnaround on trying to go in process of catching up. Another car pulls out. And the deputy hit the other car sideways, broadside.
Yeah, I saw that.
Don't know who was going to be at fault. Obviously, she's got blue lights and siren going. She has the right of way, but there are conditions that you have to exert.
Another case where the conditions all just came together.
Yeah, it was.
All right.
And don't know about the people who were other folks who may have been involved. I don't know where they were, if they got caught or not. Everybody's okay, pardon the pun, from the beginning, but everybody's doing okay as far as injuries are concerned.
Right.
That was a good thing. Car was mangled up.
Sheriff's office car was pretty bad shape.
I understand it's totaled.
Yeah, I would say so. It was totaled. That car sustained damages on the front end, and it looked pretty bad.
Yeah, it did.
And the sedan now, I don't know about it because it was like hit from bumper to bumper on the side. It just looked pretty bad. So I don't know the age of the car that's worth fixing. I have no clue. But
and then there was an exchange of gunfire. Apparently, a lot of gunfire.
Party time
at a house on Old 30.
I've been to that
was
house.
Was it Saturday? I have too. Been in there.
Yeah, been to that house.
I didn't go there for partying.
No. This was a long time ago where it was owned by
we had a friend of ours who owned the house.
Co-host, yes.
Yeah. Who owned the house. And what a mess. What a mess. So don't know the outcome. I have no clue how many people were hurt, if any. But there was some, I guess, some video surfacing with a rat-tat-tat of gunfire.
Tom, it's right down the street from you. I see you're listening.
Okay, let's see. Now, what coming up today? We got some special guests coming in.
Yes, we do have some special guests coming in today. We have Ellie Patino. He's the owner of the Ospreys, the Jacksonville Ospreys.
Oh, I thought he owned all those airplanes that fly. No.
We're going to talk some area baseball. We finally have a baseball team. Thank you to the Patinos.
Third season.
Yes,
third season coming up.
Cannot wait. Always enjoyed going to the games. And can't wait for the season opener. Going to be right there. But, every year it just gets better and better and better.
Still, we can get some weather done because we got a lot to do.
Yes, because I want to tell you about something I did this weekend.
Should we be getting the pom-poms out or?
No, this is solemn.
Solemn, okay.
Yeah.
Bad news, first on the water, then it will get better. A strong cold front is pushing across our waters with strong northerly winds moving in behind the front today. Small craft advisory will be in effect through this afternoon, leading into a gale watch that will be in effect from this afternoon later through tomorrow morning. Today, out to 20 nautical miles, westerly winds 15 to 20 knots with gusts to 25, seas 4 to 6 feet, 7 seconds apart. Sounds and rivers choppy. Tomorrow, northeasterly winds 20 to 25 knots. Diminishing to 15 to 20 in the afternoon, gusts up to 30 knots, seas 5 to 7 feet, 3 to 5 on the hill. Sounds and rivers rough, diminishing to choppy in the afternoon. Wednesday, time to breathe, just a sigh of relief. Easterly winds only 5 to 10 miles per hour, 5 to 10 knots, that is. Seas 2 to 4 feet. Sounds and rivers a light chop.
Today, a chance of showers and thunderstorms after 2 p.m. Mostly sunny with a high near 87. Southwest wind 9 to 13 miles per hour, becoming northwest in the afternoon with winds gusting as high as 18 miles per hour. Tonight, a chance of early evening showers, partly cloudy with a low around 40. Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high near 59. And Wednesday, a slight chance of showers, partly sunny with a high near 69. And I will say that the chance of showers and thunderstorms today is low, but the chance is out there. So we may have one come through late this afternoon.
Yeah, when you get a changing of temperatures and whatever, we know how.
And Ken, that's just more rain for your beautiful grass.
Yeah.
So
get the lawnmower blade sharpened up because you're going to need it.
Yeah.
Okay, you had an event situation.
I had an event. Of course, I went to the Pelletier House also this weekend, like you did.
Which was great.
And it was so cool to learn some history.
Yeah.
And Lisa Whitman Grice, who is the museum director, that woman is so knowledgeable.
She is, and she'll be in here on Wednesday.
She started telling stories, and it was just fascinating. That tiny, tiny house. But of course, at one time, it had an extension built onto it later in years, and it burned because of a fire. And so the original house is still remaining. But if you get a chance, you need to go by and take a look at it.
It was much
really
more
cool.
than a house.
Right.
It was drink and pass out and
Well,
sleep
she
it
said a
off.
bachelor lived there. Originally it was a bachelor because I was like, where would you put the bed? Where would you put the kitchen? There's no kitchen in there. There's no bathroom
Well,
in
the
there.
kitchen used to be that was an attachment.
That was the extension part of the extension.
They built the kitchen separate from the homes,
Right.
because there was a lot of wood fire and stuff like that, and wood fires, if you drop embers, get loose.
Oh yes.
And when people
And there goes the house.
like a lot of folks that I
Right.
have known in my life, they just leave stuff on the stove and
Right.
whatever, and there are a lot of house fires resulting, a lot of smoke, like so many kitchen fires originated in the kitchen. Why? Well, left a pot of grease on the stove. Yep, buddy, you do.
Yeah, it was interesting. And then to take a look at the different they got some they had some plants and some
Yep.
greenery out there that was typically grown during that era. And we got to learn a little bit about some of the stuff that's native, some of the stuff that was brought in. And it was really very, very interesting. And I think Onslow County Master Gardeners and the museum for giving us that opportunity to go to. It's
Absolutely.
right directly behind the sheriff's office.
Yeah,
So you
it's
can't miss
it's
it.
on Old Bridge Street. If you know where Old Bridge is, don't take Old Bridge Street in as you're leaving town. Before you get to the bridge, it's on your right.
That's
Your
correct.
Right,
And
from the
know what was
Emperor
weird?
School.
I'm standing there looking up at the sheriff's office in the courthouse and realizing that I had never noticed before the inscription that they have up on there. Well, they've got an Onslow County Courthouse, but then they've got "In God We Trust." And I said, I never noticed that.
Really?
Because when you're driving down the road and you see the back of the courthouse, especially at nighttime when it's lit up, it's absolutely beautiful. But it just looks so different standing behind it looking up. Oh, it was weird. It was nice. So anyway, Saturday. So after that, Saturday afternoon, I went to a ceremony. It was at the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. And of course, that place is beautiful anyway.
Uh-huh.
Oh, with the fountains, it's just absolutely gorgeous. But a young lady named Cindy Bolcom, she's from Fayetteville, and she's also with under there, and so she does a lot with all the veterans organizations. Back in 1967, her father Robert was killed in action. Robert Ansbach. He was in the U.S. Army. He was from Ohio. He was killed in action in Vietnam. They were in boats. He got shot. He succumbed to that, getting shot, and his body was in the boat. And as the others left, they had left him behind in the boat, but they had intentions of going back to get him. But when they went back to get him, it was gone.
Yeah.
Gone. So he was killed in action, and he's also missing in action. So his name is inscribed on the glass that's up there at the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, along with so many others. And I learned something new too. Next to every name was a star. Next to his name was a circle. The circle meant that he was killed in action, missing in action. Once his body is found, once his remains are found, that circle is filled in with a star. So you can go look at all the names on the wall and you see stars at the end of them. That means their remains were recovered. If you see a circle, that means no, they're still missing. And I thought that was very, very educational. I never realized that. But anyway, the ceremony started with the Marine Corps League, Detachment 262, right here in Jacksonville. You had your Rolling Thunder, and you had the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Foundation people. And they were all in uniform. They lined up on both sides of the sidewalk as she was walked and escorted up to the fountain area itself. They had already placed the plaque on the concrete underneath the glass where her father's name is at. So they unveiled it. And it was just very emotional watching the whole thing. And they had a little ceremony, and then she spoke, and she's such a fabulous person. I mean, someday she's ever in this area, we just have to bring her in. But also, after that little ceremony, she was presented a personal letter from Congressman Greg Murphy, and he sent her a flag that was flown over the Capitol. Very emotional, the whole ceremony. I got so emotional. There was another young lady with me. We were there representing opening. And she gave us both one of the bracelets that you
Oh, yeah.
put on that has her daddy's name on it. And she said, wear this for me. And I said, yes, ma'am, I'll wear it. And I was honored to get it. But it was a very emotional ceremony, well done by everyone involved.
Excellent.
I'm so honored and so glad that I met her and we've become friends, and that I was there. It was a pleasure. After it was over, I just trickled on down the sidewalk and went over there to the Museum of the Marine. Wow, that building is awesome.
It's cool.
June 8th, I believe, is the grand opening with the big dedication. And in between that and the Vietnam Veterans Memorial is the new visitor center that's due to open very soon. And I talked to the son-in-law of Pat Walker. She was the one that was her dream to open that up. And he was telling me that they were very close. They had a few more things that they had to get okayed. And then they'll do the ceremony, I guess, where they present it back to Camp Lejeune, for them to take ownership or whatever. But there's going to be bathrooms out there now. And this is a dream that Pat Walker had, and her daughter Sharon and son-in-law Robert have worked very hard since then, along with the different foundations that they're a part of, to make it happen. And it's almost there. So that whole area over there, the Beirut Memorial Gardens, is absolutely stunning.
It's a pretty area.
Yes.
There's a lot of work done over there. It was kind of like a missing in action type of piece of property.
Right.
And what are we going to do with this thing here? I mean, everybody passes by it every day.
Right.
A big chunk of Onslow County and Camp Lejeune, they drive right by. They drove right by that piece of land, and it was like nothing. What are we going to do with it?
Well, they have a piece of metal from the from one of the towers.
Yep.
And when 9/11 happened, and I watch a lot of 911.
I know you do.
When 9/11 happened, and I remember the year they brought that in. That was really neat. But there's a lot of history.
There's a house around here you need to move into.
I'm not moving anywhere unless it's to a nursing home. Somebody's going to have to move me.
Well, it's a perfect location.
It's haunted, isn't it?
No, it's not haunted.
Well, okay? Tell me.
My sister and brother-in-law used to own it, and it's right up the street here on Lynchburg.
Ah.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice place.
Why?
The address is 911.
No. I knew there's a catch to it.
That would be perfect for you.
Where do you live? 911. Wow.
According to yesterday's news headlines, either the United States is doomed or Iran's infrastructure is going to be blown to smithereens.
8:00 tonight.
Or both.
Mm-hmm.
Tehran was making all sorts of noise over the weekend about attacking the United States. On second read, it seems the big mouths are actually talking about U.S. interests and military bases in their part of the world. They don't have a way to get here yet.
Thank goodness.
That's a revelation that I'm sure the intel analysts are making note of. Iran doesn't have the transportation system to deliver anything into the U.S. mainland unless there's a dirty bomb sneaked in by illegal aliens coming across our border or whatever. They don't have this yet. Attacking any location with Americans there, Mr. Ho-Dog-Meany, is the same as attacking the nation's capital. We're going to get you. You and your future children, several generations away, will suffer the consequences of your actions. You need to keep that in mind in your long-range plans. Of course, on our end, President Trump promises Iran that our military will be unleashed with plans to attack the rogue nation's infrastructure and energy plants. Naturally, Iran had to up the stakes in threatening that if attacked, it will target and destroy all energy and information technology infrastructure and the desalination plants belonging to the United States and Israel and the region. All of it will be targeted and all of it will be destroyed. Does that mean that Sarah, your AI assistant, will be DOA? That's what it sounds like.
All I can tell you is that when he came out with that statement on Truth Social, I was like, uh-oh. And there's a countdown clock. I think it ends up around 8:15, 8:20 tonight, our time.
Yes.
Right. I'll be watching.
This whole thing
I'll be watching.
over the weekend sounded like two little boys in a battle that neither
Mm-hmm.
can win. The non-real world event that won't take place. We need some CIA specialists, personal opinion, specialists, preferably with real world experience as snipers doing what snipers do best, to be stationed throughout that region
Right.
and move around a lot. Any military assets should be eliminated one at a time. And that means you start at the top of the chain, the food chain, the guy with the most bars on him.
Of course.
And then you work your way down. That will cause the remaining military troops to feel ill at ease.
Ill at ease. No
Yeah.
pun.
Yeah, that
Oh my gosh.
ill at ease means they're going to be looking over at both shoulders at the same time. Their head will be on a swivel. It's okay. That can be stopped too. Demoralizing, it's called. You really work on a man's what's going to happen. These guys who have been, and if y'all haven't seen any video of it, I have seen the stuff that's still there. Sniper from such a distance of a mile or more, you don't hear the shot. It's too far away to hear it. But when you're sitting there, you and your buddy are sitting there, and suddenly there's a whoop and there's a big old splatter of pink mist, and he falls over, and you look around. Where did that come? Then there's another incoming by that time, and then you're gone. Where do you run? You don't have time to get up, but they will try, and they don't make it. What's going to happen? I don't know. More bologna sandwiches back and forth? Yes, for sure. We kill them. They attempt to do the same to us. At some point in time, Iran will agree to terms that it will not keep, and there will be an unreal but short time peace across the land.
It won't last long.
Very short time. I mean, and that just gives them the opportunity to regroup. Now, if you just go to any of the news headlines pages or whatever,
Well, that's our phone, and it's Charlie calling.
I guess I screwed up somewhere down the line here. I put it on. I rearranged things so we're getting a ring. I'll have to go push that thing back over to Flasher.
Yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
Charlie, how's it going?
Hey, do you guys remember that psychic on the Montel Williams show? Her name was, what was her name? Sylvia? She was like a psychic. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, Sylvia Brown.
I did not watch it.
Yeah. You remember who she is, correct?
Yes.
Here's her voice. Sweetie, it doesn't matter. You know what? You can say whatever you want, but you know what? I'm going to tell you what your future is. So that sounds like her, correct?
Yeah,
Yes, it does.
I guess.
Okay, well, yeah, okay. So let me ask you a serious question. And I have another question I'm going to call back in 20 minutes and ask you guys. If you had to look into the future 200 years from now, you don't know what 200 years from now are going to be. Somebody that was just born in the last minute, they're going to be dead 200 years from now. What do you think the official language of the United States of America will be? Where do you think we will be 200 years from now? If somebody said, hey, what's your opinion?
Western Chinese.
Huh?
That's what we're going to be speaking. We're west of China, so it's going to be, and China's got 400 different languages. So we'll speak one of them.
So you think that the Chinese are going to take over the United States of America?
Yeah.
I think
what's left of it, but
Nah.
yeah, I think they're probably going to just destroy everything in the United States of America. I think they're going to start all the national monuments. I think they're going to go through. Actually, I think they're going to go back to the first teepee that was here when the Indians were first here. I think it's going to be a complete nightmare unless somebody stands up and does something about it.
well, here's the thing: it's already being destroyed from within. We are self-destroying some of our national monuments. We already see that. We're erasing history and rewriting history. That's happening every day. Go to any textbooks that are out there with any that claim to be history. If you want to see history, you go find a textbook from 1940. That's going.
Isn't it bizarre that there are other
It is.
countries and cultures that have been around for hundreds, if not thousands of years
Yeah.
before us?
Yep.
But for some reason, the United States of America in the last 400 years, they've somehow been able to create and basically bring the world into like an arena where people can live in some sort of civilized society. And there are other societies that hate that.
Yep.
But you think about it. Yeah, it's kind of bizarre.
Living
It's
in
kind of a young country.
living in a society like the United States has got, okay, that we have, far from being perfect, but a whole lot more perfect than probably any other country of any the same size. I mean, this is an unheard of way. It's unheard of if you go back in history. Nobody has a country like this. Nobody has a society like this. Never did. Probably won't ever.
And you know what's great about what you just said? First of all, it's factually true. But then you're going to get these pundits, if that's the correct word, they're going to debate that and say, no, you're wrong. No. Prove it to me. Show me something on paper where your people have invented, where your people have progressed humanity with medical, with anything, and they can't do anything. It is bizarre. That, like, I'm fortunate to live here. I'm a simpleton. Yeah, but it's kind of bizarre. You have these Egyptian cultures or Muslim cultures or African cultures that have been around for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years, but we've managed to do something in the past couple hundred years that kind of has surpassed everything since their existence. I think. Am I wrong?
Yeah, and unfortunately, we do not learn from our own mistakes, much less anyone else's.
All right, listen, so I'm going to keep on cleaning. I'll call you guys back because I'm actually interested in this guy's house that you guys went to and hung out with. All right, bye.
All right.
I have breaking news just posted, and this is a statement from Donald J. Trump. I am pleased to report that the United States of America and the country of Iran have had over the last 2 days very good and productive conversations regarding a complete and total resolution of our hostilities in the Middle East based on the tenor and tone of these in-depth, detailed and constructive conversations, which will continue throughout the week. I have instructed the Department of War to postpone any and all military strikes against Iranian power plants and energy infrastructure for a 5-day period, subject to the success of the ongoing meetings and discussions. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump.
Gives them 5 more days to get
5 more days.
Give that a little bit of uranium they've got already stashed somewhere to get it ready, loaded, and dispensed.
Well, bombing their power plants.
Charlie's always asking questions about what if and what.
Right.
I'm going to go back in time with a gentleman. Never met him. I used to listen to him every day. He is now deceased. He's dead. He's gone on to his rewards. I want to play this for you. So, it's a little bit long, but if I were the devil.
If I were the devil. If I were the devil. If I were the prince of darkness, I'd want to engulf the whole world in darkness. And I'd have 1/3 of its real estate and 4/5 of its population, but I wouldn't be happy until I had seized the ripest apple on the tree. So I'd set about, however necessary, to take over the United States. I'd subvert the churches first. I'd begin with a campaign of whispers. With the wisdom of a serpent, I would whisper to you as I whispered to Eve, do as you please. To the young, I would whisper that the Bible is a myth. I would convince them that man created God instead of the other way around. I would confide that what's bad is good and what's good is square. And the old I would teach to pray after me, Our Father, which art in Washington. And then I'd get organized. I'd educate authors in how to make lurid literature exciting so that anything else would appear dull and uninteresting. I'd threaten TV with dirtier movies and vice versa. I'd peddle narcotics to whom I could. I'd sell alcohol to ladies and gentlemen of distinction. I'd tranquilize the rest with pills. If I were the devil, I'd soon have families at war with themselves, churches at war with themselves, and nations at war with themselves, until each in its turn was consumed. And with promises of higher ratings, I'd have mesmerizing media fanning the flames. If I were the devil, I would encourage schools to refine young intellects, but neglect to discipline emotions. Just let those run wild. Until before you knew it, you'd have to have drug-sniffing dogs and metal detectors at every schoolhouse door. Within a decade, I'd have prisons overflowing. I'd have judges promoting pornography. Soon I could evict God from the courthouse, then from the schoolhouse, and then from the houses of Congress. And in his own churches, I would substitute psychology for religion and deify science. I would lure priests and pastors into misusing boys and girls and church money. If I were the devil, I'd make the symbol of Easter an egg and the symbol of Christmas a bottle. If I were the devil, I'd take from those who have and give to those who wanted until I had killed the incentive of the ambitious. And what'll you bet? I couldn't get whole states to promote gambling as the way to get rich. I would caution against extremes in hard work, in patriotism, in moral conduct. I would convince the young that marriage is old-fashioned, that swinging is more fun, that what you see on TV is to be. And thus I could undress you in public, and I could lure you into bed with diseases for which there is no cure. In other words, if I were the devil, I'd just keep right on doing what he's doing. Paul Harvey. Good day.
Good day.
Now, we're talking about looking into the future.
Right. And that was back then.
Do you know when this was done?
I'm sure many, many, many years ago. 1960, 70.
1965, April
Wow.
3rd, on commentary. I mean, did he outline what is now happening
Yes.
then?
Absolutely, he did.
Was he dead
He
right?
was spot on. I'm just like listening to him.
What
I'm
if?
like, oh my
What
gosh,
if?
it's like he predicted the
What
future.
if? And we'll have drug sniffing dogs.
At the
we will
schools.
have, we will have this. We will have that. 1965. I was still in high school, and it was really weird when I got out of school and went away and came back and yada yada yada. I had in high school never seen anyone with any pot. I'd never seen it. We didn't have it at our school. It would have been like you would have been hanged from the nearest trees, literally. It was, and he's in there predicting this stuff is going to be happening.
Oh, it was fascinating.
Why did we, the people, not take heed of this?
Because you hear stuff like that and you don't really think about it because it's not affecting you at the time that it's being told.
So, I mean, he had really, honest to goodness, much more vision than I have. But I can easily say today that looking back, if I was at that time, I'd have said, "Oh, you're just another whack job, some dude."
Well,
but if I say that we're going to be speaking in 200 years, we're going to be speaking Chinese, and that's going to be the language of the land.
and that's exactly my point. You talk about that, and I'm really like, yeah, whatever. I'm not going to be here. I'm not going to worry.
Then, but we didn't worry about it, and look where we are today. As a result of it.
Yeah, exactly.
It didn't happen overnight. 1965 was 60 years ago, right?
Yes, it was.
60 years ago.
Yeah.
April 3rd, 1965.
It's just, I mean, everything that he said on that message that he just gave, that you played,
Scary.
every bit of it is what's happening now. If you were to predict 10 years from now, what would you predict?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Our county government, our city government, they try to project 5 years in advance, and they get that wrong as often as they get it right as far as infrastructure and everything. Who would have thought 10 years ago that the population of Onslow County in the 10 years since 10 years ago would have jumped as much as it did, as much as it had? What was the population then? What's the population now of Onslow County? 225,000 or something?
Something like that, yes.
Onslow County, 225,000. 10 years ago, and yes, we still had Camp Lejeune in the city limits at that time. 10 years ago, 2015, just 2015, 10 years ago.
And it's grown. It's grown. When I was with the Postal Service, I can remember, like when I first started, we had maybe 7 rural routes, and now there's 24, 25, and the city routes have doubled. And I mean, it's all due to growth. You just have to keep adding more routes.
Mhm.
And I mean, I watched the town grow then.
Yeah.
It's grown.
Western Boulevard
Big.
was not in existence when I was a kid. It did not
Right.
exist. That whole area, it was nothing but woods. That was it. I hunted.
Cow pasture.
No, it was not a cow. Western Boulevard.
Oh, Western. No, I'm thinking right 17 at Western. You're right. Right. But yeah.
There was nothing there. There
That's what I'm
was
saying.
nothing from Bell Fork Road, intersection of Bell Fork Road, till you got to Pumpkin Center.
But
Nothing.
where Walmart Plaza is now, there used to be cows up there.
There was
Cow
cows across from the high school.
Yeah, there were some there, too.
There was a cow pasture
But
there.
I remember 17. I remember those cows. There was nothing but woods. I mean, land
There
and
was a
woods. There
drive-in
was no
theater
Western.
just north of town,
Mm-hmm.
around the Moose Haven area.
And there was a small airport there.
And that's the first time I got aboard an airplane and took a ride.
Then they built the Moose Lodge and they had a swimming pool. All that's gone now. Building's gone, everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
That was there. What if we predict 10 years from now? I don't know what you would predict. The county commissioners and the city council, they both had their hands full.
It's gross,
Going
yes.
on past situations, it's like, wow, who knows?
Every single meeting these days is about approving rezoning
And-
for builders and
Yeah, well, they've got all that, and we know it's going to come. We know
Yeah.
it's happening. It's going to happen.
it's happening all the way south down there to Holly Ridge.
Yeah, look at Holly Ridge. I mean, that's just it used to be the halfway point between here and Wilmington. Now it's about 2/3 of the way as far as driving time is concerned.
Yeah,
'Cause,
it is.
Let's see. I don't. In my time, there was not a traffic light in Hempstead. There was nothing. there.
Right, right.
There was the seafood place that was a wholesale
I'm trying to think.
they took local seafood and sent it up north to the Yankees.
Once
charged-
you left Jacksonville and got close to Verona, I don't think there was any stoplights until you got to Wilmington, was
not
there?
to begin with.
Because I can remember as a kid us going to the beach, 2-lane road,
Mhm.
and I remember how
There may have
crazy
been, there was
people
one
were
in
then.
Holly Ridge. There was a traffic light in Holly Ridge, and that was it.
Still the only traffic light they have. Well, buck up because it won't be long. You're gonna be getting more.
Get thyself
Buck up.
get thyselves ready for the impending doom.
Hey, you talk about doom. I just ran across something here, and this is ABC TV. It says thousands of ABC journalists and staff members will walk off the job this week in a pay dispute that could potentially shut down live radio and television shows for up to 24 hours. Staff will down tools on Wednesday morning at 11 a.m. after 60% of workers voted against the national broadcaster's latest pay officer. And it says in an email to staff, Amarelli, who is the chief people officer, confirmed that 75.6% of ABC staff who voted, 60% of them voted against the offer that ABC was offering. So there is a possibility come Wednesday, if they don't meet the demands of these people, they're going to be shutting ABC down.
There will be a deal made.
Sure there will be.
Neither side can afford it, and
You see, they'll lose more money with advertisers than they will by giving them their
Pretty much.
increase.
yeah, pretty much.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
Unions.
we had a strict policy because we non-union state when not
Right.
required, and we had our company had a policy. All the properties, we could not negotiate as a department head with anyone other than the employee.
Right.
Mama, believe it or not, there used to be young kids would bring their mamas in right out of high school, or not out of high school, but right out of college. They would bring the mama in or the daddy in because they knew it all, right? And they insisted on coming in to help their kid get the best money. No, I'm sorry. Company policy forbids me from talking about it with you. Period. Bottom line. And there also the policy was that if any employee exchanges their salary information with any other employee, they are no longer an employee. It was an automatic resignation, not termination. You just resigned when you did that.
Well,
Hard
yes.
to enforce.
Well,
but
yes.
it's a fact of life.
But you have to have some ground rules. You have to have some boundaries.
And they weren't my ground rules. I just followed what I'm an employee just like they are. I got to do what I'm told.
That's right.
So do you.
Well, I think I want to go to one of the big airports maybe next day or two and sit there and watch.
I tell you what,
Watch.
if indeed this does happen and TSA guys keep calling in sick or they can't make it in, they're not getting paid or they're getting minimal pay, if anything, they're going to have big chunks of pay. Now, the question I have is when this comes to an end and they get a big chunk of pay coming their way, what is that going to do for them?
I'm more interested in the interaction because starting today, ICE is supposed to be at the airports to help take care of stuff that the TSA
at any place that the airports are suffering manpower.
Yeah, but it says when interacting with ICE at airports, individuals should be prepared for possibility of documentation checks. So, Charlie. So it's going to be interesting.
Hey,
I can't wait to see the news tonight. Charlie, are you there?
Hey, Charlie.
Charlie.
He went away.
Yep.
If you keep talking.
Okay. So anyway, I think it's probably Charlie calling, but yes.
All right. We'll try again. Hey, Charlie.
So you mentioned something about what was that radio host in 1967? Paul Harvey, correct?
Paul Harvey, 1963. Yes. So I'm 65. 65.
I like to be a fan of everything from 1940s and 50s, and the inception of television with Lucy and Ricky. You know, I was listening to that. You know, I remember when I was young, and you talked about certain things. Men are just attracted to women. I'm not sure how I'm going to say this. When I was a child, I was just physically attracted to women. I would do anything for a woman to be around me or a girl to be around me. You know, if I respected her, I never said horrible things, but she was in complete control. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going with this.
How young were you when you had this fascination?
13, 14 years old.
Oh, okay.
Just obsessed with girls. Yes. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to be around them, their energy, their smell, their everything about. Even I was living in foster homes and children's homes and group homes. Did I ever tell you guys that?
Yeah, something along that back. Well,
I lived in group homes and children's homes and foster homes. Yeah, but like I remember, I was, you know, men our chemistry is a little different. You can tell a little boy how he should act, but certain things in his physical makeup. Yeah, when they see a woman or a girl their age, certain chemicals start going nuts in their brain, and you can tell them to suppress them, like the Amish, or maybe I don't know. I'm sure, didn't you have feelings for girls at your age?
I didn't like them. They were in the way of me doing the things that I really enjoyed doing.
What did you want to do? Like build a train? What do you want to do?
No, I didn't build a train. I didn't like trains. They're noisy. Put out a lot of smoke.
Yeah, but you obviously wanted to be around girls your age, right? You had you had a different.
No, I was not around girls my age. I mean, first of all, I spent a lot of time solo in the woods, hunting. I was always fishing. I was boating. I was doing anything else in the world. I was working. I had something called a radio that I was talking to people all around the world while other people were out there goofing off.
Hold on a minute. You were talking on the radio at your age, like you were doing like a satellite, like a
ham radio, amateur radio.
When was your first ham radio?
1961.
And you were talking like local truck drivers. You were talking to people in different countries.
Not to truck drivers. No, that was CB. I was talking to people all over the world. Yes.
And how old were you again?
12 and 13 is what I started doing.
Dude, that's amazing. I would have loved. No, I wasn't in the position to have done that. I was like locked up in military school. That's impressive to me. Wow.
Let me ask you. Okay, you asked me a question. I'm going to ask you one here before we.
Go ahead.
You mentioned you bounced from foster home to group homes to whatever, right?
Yeah.
Do you think if you were able to look back and find somebody who had not done that, have you ever sat down with that person and just compared notes as to see what the difference in their lives and your life was? Have you ever considered that?
I'm a little confused. I apologize. I'm confused with your question.
Okay. I mean, like you're talking about the girls or this or that, whatever. What was your perspective to take a look back, if you can remember back, and what your perspective and what your daily life was all about, and then sit down with somebody else who grew up in a different world, a home with two parents and, the one car in the garage or whatever. I don't care, whatever the norm was at the time. But talk with somebody like that and see, kind of compare notes and see what the difference in them at that time and how it impacted them later on. Compare yourself to them.
Okay, this is going to be a bizarre statement. So when I was around 12 or 13 years old, I knew that I wanted to work in entertainment. Well, maybe not in front of the camera. I always knew that I wanted to work in comedy. And I ended up a local news reporter befriended me. I was 12 or 13. He was 21 or 22 in a large market in Missouri. And he befriended me. But he didn't befriend me for all the right reasons.
Uh-huh.
He saw, right. But I was fascinated. I was fascinated being in the newsroom. Everything about it, it was like a volcano inside of me. I knew that this was the environment that I wanted to be around. Not to be like a famous face like you guys, but behind the scenes, I wanted to write sketches. I wanted to write bits. I knew that there was something unique in my brain, but like I said, this fella kind of had different thoughts on me. Mm-hmm. And he's still around. He's actually famous. Anyway, so no. My whole thing was just about, just the creative aspect. And most people aren't creative when they're 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, even now. My whole thing was creativity. Like I couldn't do what you guys do. You guys, it's very brave. I'd like to be behind the scenes, like produce your show and say, listen, I wrote 15 sketches, bits. I produced this. I did this. I did this. I've got 14 sponsors to include your show. I can do all these voiceovers, but just to be on the air, that's just not my thing.
Okay. Well, some people want to do all of it. Some people want to do just portions of it. And you were talking about writing as I used to call them. When they evolved from being reporters, advancing to the career of being on-air anchors. Today, I call them paid readers. They just get out of school. They're a pretty face. They learn how to talk good, and they can read from a teleprompter. Does that give them any news credentials whatsoever? No, none, zero. They should read it just like you could do.
What's the word called? Not biased. They're unbiased. Unbiased means like they have an opinion, right?
Yeah, if they're unbiased, they have their own opinion, but it can go either way. But the whole point is whether it doesn't matter if they are the paid reader, they read what now this is not dealing with your local reporters, anchors, by the way, guys, so don't get uptight. But when you get someone into the national level, it's all done by a producer who's working for the man or the woman who dictates exactly what will go on the air and especially what will not go on the air, how it's presented, how it's written, and then the anchor has nothing to do with it.
Oh, no, I was wrong. Bias is an adjective describing someone or something that shows a personal prejudice, unfair preference, or inclination for a group idea or person, preventing objective judgment. So most of the people, everybody on CNN, even on Fox, all these local news stations, they're biased. They don't go into it objectively. They don't look at the facts and say, listen, we're going to present it to you. They've got something hidden in the back of their brain, and they're going to throw out little subtle little things that are going to convince you that they know what they're talking about. It's really sad and disturbing. I'd love to find an unbiased news forum where they're not looking to sway you one way or the other. They're just going to give you facts.
The news programs that I'm talking about are not going to be the talk type or commentary type news programming. The news programming are those that present nothing but the facts, ma'am, just the facts, ma'am. The days of Dragnet time, they present just the facts, ma'am, as written by the producer.
Well, unfortunately, can you name one news organization that is absolutely unbiased, that gives you 100% facts without their own spin on it? Can you name one?
I did not say that the organization was not biased. I think all of them are. I think all of them are. They're biased, but see, this producer who writes it puts down his or her own thoughts, dictated and mandated by the owners on to the management and down to the producer. And this is what goes on the air. Is the delivery person is just that. It's the pizza delivery man. It has absolutely nothing to do with preparation or anything else. Just get the pizza to your door. That's it.
Yeah, I'll leave it at this. You know how like in the maybe during the Obama and the Biden administration, ABC, CBS, and NBC, a lot of people would say that they were biased, that they basically favored those political individuals. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Well, it turns out CBS, they have a new owner, and she leans, I guess, a little bit more moderate, a little more conservative. And it turns out that she's, spinning certain things for the truth only. And a lot of people at CBS are not happy with that. Now, I don't know if you guys have looked into it.
Yes, I have.
But, yeah, I love that.
So do
I love the fact that the little woke people that work behind the scenes, like the 25, 28-year-olds, none of their angry. Like,
if they can keep this up, CBS will in the news arena will regain its place as a definite number one, not as an equal, where the three networks share almost within percentage points the same ratings. If you ever notice, if you'll ever look into it, you will find out they split it 15, 15, and 15, with the majority of the people in this country not watching any of them when it's news time. 45% of the people watch news on the three major networks, period.
Oh, by the way, if you Google the new editor-in-chief of CBS News, her name is Barry, Bari Weiss, Wiss. If you put her picture, her image, in front of 1,000 people,
they'll never know it.
999 people would say she's liberal, she's conservative. And I love the fact that she's going to shake up that whole, she's 41 years of age. Hopefully she's never going to hear. You know what? She might hear this. Miss Weiss, just be fair. Report the horrible things about Republicans. Report the horrible things about Democrats. Report the horrible things about all individuals around the world. Also report the good things. Don't put a spin on it. Just give us absolute facts. Wouldn't it be bizarre, like 6 weeks from now or 6 months from now? I was on the live and local show. I heard this guy named Charlie talking to you two. Just Google her name. Anyway, with that, listen, guys, I hope you have a good day. You're one of my favorite programs to call into because most programs won't take my call. But I appreciate you guys taking my call.
Have a good day, Charlie.
Thank you, Charlie.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Somebody wanted me to ask you about when you were a preteen, you weren't that interested in girls?
No.
But that's when you had ham radio.
Well, I had
You talked to the truck drivers? No, that was CB.
No, that was CB. I
Yeah,
didn't talk
okay.
to truck drivers. I talked to people who had to study for a test, to pass it and be somewhat smart.
Does that mean I'm somewhat smart?
Yes, it does. You're welcome to the world. It took you, 22 years to get here, but you got here.
Yeah.
You need to get that other class so you can do things like I did. I talked to, like I told you before
I
the show.
know it. I'll
talked
get
to,
to it soon.
I talked to a guy on an island called Sable.
Oh, I got my weather spotter credentials.
See, here's the whole deal about when you get on radio like that and you're talking to people. Then the first thing I do, I used to go to the encyclopedia that we had. We had Collier's encyclopedia here, but I'd go to the encyclopedia and I'd look up a place called Sable Island.
Mm-hmm.
But I would have to do that. I did more research than probably my history teachers and geography teachers did together. I knew where Vietnam was because I talked to people who were in Vietnam on ham radio. They were military ham radio operators in the military. But back then, Vietnam, the same hill as Vietnam. Oh, I knew. I could point it out on the maps. You know, those big old maps and the globes that we always had in somewhere
Right.
in the classrooms or in the
Yes.
library.
The
at least.
big old globes that were every classroom.
Yeah, well, we had them that were like waist high. Of course,
Right.
my waist wasn't as high then, but we had big old globes. And I could go over there and spin that sucker because I had already looked up these places.
Right.
I knew where some of the most obscure places in the world were because I talked to them.
It was always fun to go up to those big globes and just look for a place. It was always fascinating.
Or spin
to
it
me.
just as fast as you can to see how fast it would go around.
You would do that.
No, I wouldn't, but other idiots did. And then the librarian would come out. Oh, you think the nuns in school?
The librarians are
You think the nuns in school with their little rulers, yardsticks, crowbars, or whatever, breaking your fingers are tough?
When they give you the side eye, you know you're in trouble.
Watch out.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming. So,
Mm-hmm. Do people still use a library? Not like they used to.
apparently some go over, yeah.
I used to go across the street to Onslow Library, and
Well,
I used to.
Where was the first library that you can recall in Oslo County?
I'm trying to think. I know they had the one on Doris Extension, but where was the
No,
other one?
there was no Doris Extension then.
I know. I'm trying to remember. I went to the old library, and I'm trying to remember
It's
where it was
downtown.
at. Yeah, I know downtown, but I was trying to
downtown.
remember.
Well, it's
Where
across
it's-
from where the current sheriff's. Well, the former. It was on the back of the jail.
I don't
What is that?
remember
Mill
that.
Avenue. It's on the back of the jail, and there was a liquor store and the library side by side.
I'm gonna take that back. I think most of the books, etc., that I got at the time, I got from the school libraries.
Yeah.
And I used to love to read. There was a time in junior high, or was it elementary school? Elementary, we were doing a book reading club, and I was reading actually a book a day. They weren't big books. They were small books, but I would read a book a day because I loved to read back then, but not so much history. I like other things, but it was interesting. But I cannot remember the original library, but the one on Doris Avenue is the one I used to go to all the time. And I used to check out books all the time, but I don't do that anymore because you can get them online, download them to your readers or Amazon readers and stuff like that. I mean, I could download a book and go to any computer, my phone, onto my laptops, and read it.
What about the people that cannot afford any of that?
Then they would go to the library, I'm sure.
Well, if they
Well, I'm
were-
just saying, I don't think you have the attendance at the
you
libraries
don't
like you used to.
Well, you don't.
And now you have AI to write your term papers.
Oh, I'm gonna hurt you really bad here in a minute.
Well, Tom Duty had told us that because he's a professor at ECU, and he said he could always tell when somebody used AI to write a paper. I'm like, get him, professor.
Yeah, I would burn them.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with AI as far as researching something, but I like to go past AI and research other things to kind of put it all together.
Well, here's my problem: when it pops up and it says AI, and then show more, and then it's got stuff in it, but it's obviously very, very opinionated.
Well, now I will say that when I go on AI and then it says show more, usually it pops up with different other websites to go to, like Wikipedia. And, if it's Politics, Politico, Axios, it shows you other things to go to. So I don't take just what I get on AI as the
Mhm.
gospel, but I will start there. And then it gives me references of where to go to other places. So,
Okay, so 5 more days puts us over towards the weekend,
yes.
and then
What's happening this weekend?
Well, didn't you say that the guy up there in the White House has said,
Oh, yeah,
Iran, we're going to
okay.
give you 5 more days to get your mess
All right.
together,
I didn't
or
know
we're
we
going
were
to
back
bomb
to
you
that. Right.
into the next world.
Yes.
Out
yes,
yonder.
Yes.
Well, doesn't that just give them time to regroup and count on us not doing anything? We will be stagnant,
Yes.
just sitting here
yes.
waiting while they put more mines out there in the sea, the Strait of Hormuz.
Well, I don't think that Iran's got that much left. I just had a
If they're
question.
being resupplied now
we
as we
just
speak.
had a question real quick, and I'm
Okay.
going to interrupt. But
Again.
somebody's asking, is the base on high alert? Traffic way backed up? If anybody knows anything, I know it's been on high alert.
Yeah.
But if anybody knows anything else going around, give us a call.
I have not heard anything. Nothing out there. Anybody got any factual information? Not socialist media. Jibber jabber.
Yeah, if you know anything else, and if it's all the
Is today marking any particular day when they're doing extra stuff? Now, we all know that they can and will. Weren't any gates closed today that requires
all
them to
right,
use?
somebody else posted, is there a gate closed this morning? Because this is nuts for it to be 8 a.m.
Yeah.
And they're saying, oh, now somebody said there's a wreck on 258, but
Well, that's not,
I don't know if that's affecting traffic that far away.
was it traffic on Lejeune? Is that what it is on Lejeune Boulevard?
Yes.
Okay.
So, yeah, for 8 a.m. though, yeah, it could be that they're doing
Random checks.
this morning, but I don't see anything else. Let's see if the sheriff's office has put out
I'm
anything.
looking. I don't see anything there.
No, I don't see anything
traffic
else.
alerts.
Let me go back to this
Yep,
other.
on 258 there is a wreck, but that's
Yes.
got nothing to do with anything.
And there's ducks on the road on 53 near Penderon's Law. Other than that, I don't see anything yet, Shelby. So I have no clue.
If you hit a duck and it's fresh, and
Rayford,
what?
we're not talking about duck soup, roasting a
Duck
duck. No,
l'orange.
no,
Have you ever had any duck l'orange? Duck to me normally is just kind of bland and greasy.
I find duck to be very greasy.
Yeah,
I don't
but I
care
tell you
for
what,
it.
the restaurants, a good chef can make duck l'orange, and there used to be one that actually worked for Harris Teeter in Wilmington.
We're getting a Harris Teeter here.
Again?
No, we are. They're
Again?
getting, again, yeah.
I've been hearing that for decades.
Oh, they're getting ready. They're clearing the land.
Oh, they'll build a theater or something.
I can go the back road, cross Gump Ranch, and go the back roads into it.
Where's it going to be?
Right there next to Academy Sports.
Really?
Yeah. Near the movie theater.
Well, that's only 2 traffic lights away from me.
Oh, it's more than that, Rayford.
No, it's not.
It is too.
Let me explain to you. I jump up here on Commerce, right?
I know you go up
and I
there
go straight.
too.
Hold on. I jump straight across Commerce. That's light number 1. And then I get all the way back, and I zigzag around.
You go through Commons.
I go to Commerce, and I cross over 17, right? And then I go all the way straight back, not on Western. I go straight back, wind through the Commons, get around there, hang a left, and then go around by the whatever it is behind the Longhorn and all that stuff. There's not a traffic light until I get to Henderson. That's 2.
No, I think there's 3. I think you're missing one. Regardless, though,
travel it all the time.
I will have no traffic lights. 0. Oh, no, 1 coming out of my neighborhood. 1 coming out of my neighborhood. That's it.
Okay. Count them and let me know tomorrow that I'm right.
I know.
So
you're missing one.
You're going to have to apologize tomorrow.
I'm not apologizing.
Even if you're wrong?
I'm not apologizing. Okay.
Donald Trump Jr.
No. Talk about Donald Trump Sr. We all know how Donald is, the president. But with the passing of Robert Mueller over the weekend.
Was that fact or not? You sent it, and I haven't heard yet.
From what I've heard and seen, the statement that was put out by the president was true. Because everything that I've seen since then, but President Trump put out a statement, and it said that Robert Mueller died, and I'm glad he's dead. And I'm like,
that he won't hurt anybody else.
Yeah.
So that was
Let me take this.
then you put out something that said that maybe that's not right. Maybe it was a fake news, and sometimes it could be fake news. But if this was correct, what I'm going to have to assume then, based upon what you're saying, that fact is a fact. That what he said was what he said, what he wrote.
Yeah. From everything that I have seen,
I have not seen anything on it since you sent it out.
I've seen a lot. Of course, I
You go to the weird sites.
I don't go to the weird sites. I'm on
Jeez.
X, which
There's
is
one.
X. I'm gonna tell you what, X
That's
has
one.
better news on it than anything else.
That's one weird site. Go ahead.
Oh my gosh. Let me see if I can find the latest on it, because they're gone to other things since then. All right. Fox is now putting out the breaking news about postponing military strikes.
Mhm.
All right. See, I don't have Truth Social. I didn't download that. I don't keep up with it. I only see it when it comes across different stuff.
A strong cold front's pushing across our waters today with strong northerly winds moving in behind this front.
Mm-hmm.
So get ready for that. Small craft advisories in effect through this afternoon. Then we will have a gale watch that will be in effect from this afternoon through Tuesday morning. Today, out to 20 nautical miles. Don't. Westerly winds 15 to 20 knots, gust to 25, seas 4 to 6 feet at 7-second intervals. Sounds and rivers are choppy. Tomorrow, northeasterly winds 20 to 25 knots, diminishing to 15 to 20 by the afternoon. Gust up to 30 knots tomorrow. That's about 35 mile per hour winds. Oh, seas 5 to 7 feet, 3 to 5 near shore. Sounds and rivers rough. Sounds and rivers rough, diminishing to choppy in the afternoon. Wednesday, you can... maybe it'll be better. Easterly winds 5 to 10, seas 2 to 4, sounds and rivers only a light chop.
Today, a chance of showers and thunderstorms late this afternoon. Mostly sunny with a high near 87. Southwest wind 9 to 13 miles per hour, becoming northwest in the afternoon. Winds could gust as high as 18. Tonight, a chance of early evening showers, partly cloudy with a low around 40. Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high near 59. Wednesday, a slight chance of showers, partly sunny with a high near 69. And then the upcoming weekend looks nice. So Shelby said it was not a wreck. Every entrance both ways, even to Terra Terrace, is backed up. So
She's backed up.
they're probably
Why'd
doing
y'all all go?
in the morning. She's right. It should be clear by now, but they probably did one of those checks. They're just like, they could
I
have.
don't know. I don't know what they did or what's going on, but maybe there's something out there that would be nice to have information about.
Well, we
let y'all
lost
know.
a favorite actor Friday. Was it Friday? I
Yeah,
believe
I
it
know,
was
Chuck
Friday.
Norris.
Chuck Norris. Yeah, a lot of people commented on that.
Yeah.
I know
I
he
guess
was
all those commercials are going to have to come down, huh?
Walker, Texas
Texas
Ranger.
Ranger.
My mama loved watching that show. She'd call me, "Let me tell you what Walker did today."
You
She
remember the
loved
black guy
show.
that was on there, his sidekick
Yes.
for a while?
Yes.
He was on Matlock.
Yeah, I can't think.
He was on the show Matlock that was filmed in Wilmington, and we used to bump into him all the time. In fact, he was at a wedding that I photographed because the bride, she was Matlock's driver. Well, Andy, whatever his name was, Andy Griffith's driver. She had to pick him up and take him wherever he needed to go. And when she got married, I did her wedding. And this guy, I cannot remember his name, before he went on the TV show with Chuck Norris.
Right.
He was on that show.
Oh, I didn't.
He was a very nice guy.
Wow.
Okay, a little weather out there in the area out southwest this morning from our ham radio friends, or Randy. 66 degrees at the time, 77% humidity, 29.79 inches of mercury. He had light winds 3 to 5. There's no rain in the neighborhood yet. 66 degrees. Lee over in the back swamp area reported 77% humidity, 29.62 inches of mercury and climbing. Light southwesterly winds about 5 miles an hour. Carroll and Dale over there in River Bend, 66 degrees, 72% humidity. And she said they had 4 mile per hour winds out of the southwest. Joe down in the borough, he's out of town right now. So we got another borough person. Brian checked in this morning. 59 degrees, 85% humidity, 29.43 inches of mercury, and no winds. It was calm there. Ward at Cedar Point, 60 degrees, 91% humidity, 29.85 inches of mercury, southwesterly winds at 5 to 10. And Ken, our buddy over there in Onslow Bay, just down the street here a bit, 65 degrees, 70% humidity, light breeze. And Lee, our very own Lee, Lady Blue, and the Woodlands, 64 degrees, 76% humidity, 29.77 inches of mercury, and falling east-southeasterly winds, just almost nothing, about 1 mile per hour. Here at the studio, it's currently 65 degrees, 81% humidity. We've had no rain, of course, and 29.64 inches of mercury. And the winds are running up to 5 miles per hour, and they're out of the southwest.
Well,
That's good.
it's supposed to be mostly
it's
sunny today.
Yeah,
but
it's going to kick up and it'll be a mess.
I've got to, when I get home, cover the place on my roof where the antenna goes. I need to put some Gorilla tape or something over it so water
in your
doesn't
truck?
get in there. Yes.
Okay, I got some tape here if you need it.
Well, I've got plenty at the house. I just have to remember to do it when I don't want rain to get in there.
Well, you
And they need to order a new antenna today.
I found
Watch those car
I did
washes.
some Googling stuff. I got my right passenger door. The door will not lock or unlock with the remote, key fob.
Right, right.
And all the other doors lock and unlock. So it's not in the key fob. It's not in anything else. But you can hear it trying to do something. It's what they call the actuator. Now, here's the interesting thing.
Do you actually care?
Yeah, it's $59 to buy the part.
Well, that's not bad.
It'll be $200 to get somebody to put it in, so I'm going to do it myself.
Yeah.
Can't be that tough. But here's the thing. I found out the hard way what was going on. I locked the door, and I went around at some point in time because I wanted to get something out of the passenger side.
Right.
But I had clicked on the doors, right?
Right.
So I reached down to open the door thinking, okay, I started to, oh God, that's locked. And I started to unlock it, but I opened it first. Well, the alarm is set. When you hit that key fob, you activate the alarm. Uh-oh.
Yes, you do.
Ruh-roh.
So, wee.
Ruh-roh. And it's loud.
Yes.
It's loud.
Well, isn't there on some of these vehicles they have, like when you open the door and you look there on the inside of the door, there is a little button or whatever, little thing that you can flip that will keep that door from being opened. It's like almost like a child safety thing. Did you check to see if you had one of those on that door?
No.
You're clueless as to what I'm trying to say because
Yes,
I can't
am.
explain it. I can't explain. There's just certain. Look, the way they make vehicles nowadays, I don't know. I need to take mine in this week too and find. I think I've got a chip going bad. I don't know. We'll just bypass it and go on to something else.
You got a chip going back. Chocolate chips? What
No,
kind of chip?
no,
What kind
I
of
think
chip
I have
you
a
got
chip
going? How do you have
going
a chip?
bad.
Your car's brand new.
Well, I came off the interstate the other night and I pulled into a drive-through to get a drink, and it was running rough, and I'm like,
running rough.
it was dum, 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 dum. It was, you could feel it. I mean, I
So
knew.
you had a Chinese chip.
So
dictating what
then
to do. Okay.
I got home and pulled in the driveway and I cut it off and the fan came on, the coolant fan, and I'm like, coolant fan should not be coming on. I checked my water temperature was fine. So the fan stayed on for probably 30 seconds. So I got out, and as I was going back into the house, the fan kicked back on again on my truck. And
Your truck is overheating.
no, I'm telling you, the coolant, the water temperature was fine. So which tells me some kind of chip or something somewhere. But I watched the water temperature and it was fine because I always know to look at that too. But yeah, it's probably just one of those chips made in China
That's what I said.
that's gone bad. That's all.
So you're going to have to learn to speak Chinese.
I'll just throw a
You
walk
see,
up
this is-
against the wall and whatever.
This is the one of the first steps. This is one of the first steps into the beginning of us being taken
Don't
over.
do it.
You got to understand that, people. Y'all are just missing the boat.
Oh
First of
my
all, everything is made in
gosh.
China. Remember when everything was made in Japan after World War II, and my parents and your parents and everybody else shunned it. Well, that's junk. It's made in
Everything,
Japan.
I guarantee, everything you're wearing right now, Rayford, is made in China. Even your drawers, made in China.
Well, no, hold on.
No, we don't want to see it.
I'm going to
I mean-
check.
This cardinal shirt is probably made in China.
What's the thing is you
See,
buy a
my
flag. I don't think I
Right.
want a U.S. flag made in
These
Indonesia.
are Skechers.
Indonesia or Vietnam.
Let's see. I can't read that. I have to put some
Want
light
some
on it.
glasses?
No, it's dark in
I
there.
got a magnifying glass.
All right. Made in
Mexico, China,
Vietnam.
Vietnam. And so
Vietnam. Yeah, most of your shoes are tennis shoes like that. These are Skechers though. Skechers.
So what?
Why it's what happened to made in the USA?
We weren't willing to pay the
Sure.
prices. The workers quit working,
Well,
and so
what is that? Oh, phew. It was a pink thread. I thought my foot was bleeding when I
you
went down.
bleed pink blood.
No, I mean from a distance it looked like dried blood, and I'm like, what
Oh,
happened?
for God's sake.
It's like I love
Right.
these Skechers though. These are slip-ins. You just put your foot in them.
Coming up in just a couple of minutes.
Yeah, we were supposed to have a guest at
We
8
have-
o'clock.
Oh, 8
and-
o'clock.
8 o'clock, yes.
Oh my, where is
Yes,
he?
I don't know.
Ellie Patino. You sure you got the right day? I mean, are you sure he's got the right day?
I'm positive, and I even sent him a confirmation. So, don't know what's going on the roads. There could be something going on. So, we will see.
Maybe he went to camp confused.
Could be. Let me tell you about the woman found crawling in 3 feet of snow, froze to death after 9/11 dispatcher refuses to send help for more than an hour. An Alaska woman froze to death. Well, we're going to talk about snow right now. While stranded outside in temperatures between 17 and 28 degrees with nearly 3 feet of snow on the ground after a 911 dispatcher failed to send help for more than an hour. This is from Long Crane.
Okay, help me out here. What is she doing out there in 17 or 22,
Well-
which is not for Alaska, a tragic situation? What was she dressed?
Alicia Lindsay, 31, was found crawling around outside when a resident spotted her
Outside or inside?
outside
Okay. So
and called 911 for help after Lindsay knocked on their door.
did she let her in?
Court records viewed by Law and Crime show the complaint was filed last month in Superior Court against the city's Emergency Communications Center and the police department. Okay, well, anyway, the complaint accuses the dispatcher who handled the call for service the night Lindsay was spotted outside of wrongly classifying the call as a priority 3 disturbance rather than a medical emergency.
How did the call come in?
Um,
I got this woman outside my
It's-
house banging
yeah,
on the door.
The
and that's all
dispatcher
you say?
failed to recognize Lindsay's urgent need for medical help, including signs that she was suffering from hypothermia. After the resident who called 911 and her spouse relayed information that should have made it obvious.
Such as?
She was shaken extremely because it was cold. She appeared to be feeling overwhelmed by the temperatures. And the dispatcher said, as soon as we can, we'll send somebody.
Was she dressed?
You see, it doesn't go into all the other stuff that
How did
should.
she get into the snow?
It doesn't say.
Would she?
All right, let me
Was
see.
she on drugs, alcohol?
And then I found it said the woman was sick. Okay, instead of asking questions as to physical state, the dispatcher caller safety with inquiries about weapons on her.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Okay. More than 30 minutes after the initial call logs records obtained by KTUU showed that the dispatcher allegedly made notes in the system about Lindsay wearing a black sweater, black jeans, and black boots with no coat, hats, or gloves, and temperatures were, like I said, 17 to 28. But you see, paramedics arrived at 8:05 a.m. Lindsay stopped breathing at 8:12 and was pronounced dead at 9:38. And they're saying it was from exposure to the temperatures.
Yeah.
But see, I
They
don't
gotta have a lot more than that.
understand. She was at the airport the day before and was allegedly approached after being spotted crying and acting erratically. And
Okay.
police were concerned that she might be experiencing a mental health
Now,
crisis.
that's it. I can understand her being out there now.
Right. Officers drove Lindsay home on the morning of February 7th after she reported losing her cell phone and missing a flight. After arriving at home, police report that Lindsay got a neighbor to take her back to the airport where she flagged down a driver and got them to take her to downtown Anchorage. All right, so, but
Took her
when,
back to the airport, and then she flagged down somebody to take her downtown Anchorage.
but the driver called 911 and said he was worried that she was having a mental health crisis or was physically unwell. Officers went to the location where the driver dropped Lindsay off, but they didn't find anything. So she wandered around Anchorage without a coat before arriving at the home of the resident who called 911. But it doesn't say,
Okay.
did
So,
the resident let her in the house?
would you
If she's having a mental crisis,
would you let her in the house? What time of night was this? Was early morning hours, and she died at 8:00. So it had to be somewhere prior to 8 a.m.
it doesn't.
In February, it's dark.
I would have to know more information about it.
Would you let her in your home?
I don't know. I would have to judge it. I would have to.
So you might not let her in your home.
It all depends. It all depends.
Mhm.
I don't know. I would probably, but then and again, in my mind, my first thought is,
Would you get your gun?
yeah, well, yeah, but I'd have to make sure she didn't see my gun. But the thing about it is, how do you know she's not acting crazy on purpose? Because once you open the door to let her in, somebody else is going to come in with her. You know, there's so many factors I would have to take.
I'm saying, so the man and woman that were there, the husband and the wife, you said it was a man and his wife, right?
I didn't say a man and a wife.
Yeah, you did.
I
You
just
didn't say
said
that
the
word.
resident.
You said the resident and she and her spouse. She and her
Yeah,
husband.
when the
she and her
resident called
husband.
back, her spouse allegedly got on the phone and
Yeah.
told dispatcher that the woman was shaking extremely.
Yep.
Well, if anything, give her a couple blankets to wrap around her while she's waiting, and then I would keep calling. I don't know, Rayford. I'd have to react as it unfolded.
Mhm.
I couldn't tell you in advance.
Yeah.
And if I had a crazy woman at my door, and I would just keep calling 911, like, you're not coming in my house. But I don't know.
Yeah, I would.
I don't know. I would have to take it all as it unfolded.
Mhm.
But, the only problem I see here is the dispatcher probably recorded it wrong and didn't think it was that urgent, or maybe it was not made that.
I'd like to hear the recording.
Yeah, maybe that
That will come out in
dispatcher.
court.
Yeah,
Okay.
craziness. I have more people.
Well,
talking
in
about this.
honor of Ellie Patino,
Mhm.
just because I was hoping it was going to be here, right?
Right.
Because wait, it's coming on that
Take me
time.
out to the ball game, sung by Edward Meeker, Edison Record. Katie was baseball mad, had the fever and had it bad. Just to root for the hometown through every stew. Katie Blue. On a Saturday, her young beau called to see if she'd like to go to see a show, but Miss Kate said no. I'll tell you what you can do. Out to the ball game, take me out. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jack. And if I never get back, let me root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Yeah, there's the second verse to that one as well. But that song was amazing. That was the recording on an Edison recording device. Thomas Edison was a big inventor, as we know.
Right.
And on his recording device, it's listed as an Edison recording by Edward Meeker, 1908. That's when that was played at a ball game. You could tell by the scratches that was an original recording. So that had been around for quite some time. Preserved. Thank you. And that was good. I'm just impressed with some of that old technology from 1908. That was.
Wow.
And that song is still with us today. There's nobody that doesn't know. You start playing that song.
Take me out.
Take me out to the ball game.
I remember that. Every kid knew that.
Yeah.
Just got information. The commander of the U.S. Northern Command, U.S. NORSCOM, has directed all installations to implement heightened security measures at all intergates until further notice.
Yep.
These measures include, but are not limited to 100% ID checks, random vehicle inspections, and the suspension of the Trusted Traveler Program until further notice. The Trusted Traveler Program previously allowed DoD-affiliated sponsors to vouch for vehicle occupants for installation access. So for more information, go to, I'll put the website on there, MCB Camp Lejeune. So,
I thought that I had fixed that telephone.
all right, I'm going to put the,
right, but
Lejeune is right, Rayford.
hello.
We're not going to do that, though.
Hey, so I want you two to educate me on ICE.
Right.
That's going taking over NSA. So when these guys show up at the airport, and these women, when they show up at the airport, what are they going to do? Don't you have to have training on what to search? Is that going to be a metal detector, or they're going to say, "You guys, listen, I'm a."
First of all, they're not going to take over for ICE. ICE is working on a reduced personnel.
They're not going to take over TSA.
They're not going to take over TSA for that operation. There will be TSA employees who are trained to look at their devices. But these guys are going to be there. There are a lot of people that do a lot of things at the airport, including checking baggage, whatever. Even after it's checked in, they check baggage, right? They look at it on the machines and all that sort of good stuff. But these guys are basically cops that are going to be there to reinforce the TSA employees because they don't have a full staff.
Isn't it amazing that we spend trillions or billions of dollars defending other countries? Why can't we just implement a system in all U.S. airports where you spend $1 trillion on some sort of sensor that everybody walks under, where it can identify every single thing that you're carrying, everything, and it gives an itemized list, AI list, and it lists all the illegal things that you have in your baggage? Don't you think it's going to eventually come to that?
It already is there, but it doesn't go that far. You go into the Sam's Club here in Jacksonville, for instance, they don't have to count the number of pieces of stuff that you got in your cart anymore and match it up to the stuff that's on your ticket. You walk underneath this device. It's an electronic sensor, and it does all of that for whoever is there checking them. They've got it on a screen in their hand, a little Palm Pilot thing, and it says, okay, she's got this, yep, that's what she's paid for, that's what is in the baggage, and the two match up. They've already got it. The technology is there. You are absolutely right, Charlie. It could be easily reapplied, readjusted, and show up at the airport and have one little lady there with a device in her hand because she does 2 rows at a time. Now, you don't think she does more people going through those 2 rows at a time in the daytime than the TSA has to go through the airport check-in lines? She's got it going.
Yeah, I just see these I see these things on the news where they show all these rockets from Israel and Iran and the USA. They're throwing these rockets over all these drones are blocking them, and they're saving tens of thousands of lives. I would just think that when you enter the Onslow Airport, wherever that is, with your car, it immediately scans everything and it stops you within 1 second and says get out. You're a
No.
monster. We've got all this nefarious bomb-making material. You've got stuff in there. It's just kind of bizarre. Yeah, I don't know.
It's going to get. It's going to come further than that. Once you cross the line and you're driving into the airport in the future, here's what I predict. I'm Paul Harpy today. Here's what I predict. You're going to drive through this little device, just like you said. It's going to detect stuff. For stuff that is violent, like it can go boom, they're going to set it off. You're going to be directed over to an area safe from everybody else, and then they will detonate whatever you've got on board. If it's got some illegal substances on board, you will be directed into another lane where the police are there waiting for you. And then if you don't have the proper credentials that you're an illegal alien, you're going to go through the ICE line. They're going to get you with electronics. You're absolutely right.
Hey, did you guys ever, quick change the subject, did you guys earlier discuss Robert Mueller and his death?
Yeah, and what the president said.
Right.
Well, no. I mean, obviously the whole Russian Gate thing was complete propaganda. It was instrumented by Barack Obama, 100%. Anybody listening to this 20 years from now can say, hey, Charlie, you know what? You were very disturbed human being to suggest that. I think he signed up on that. I think they were looking for ways to keep Donald Trump, whether you like the guy or not. You can't accuse him of being a foreign, like a Russian spy, because all traitors to the United States of America, this is my opinion. If you basically sell anything that goes against the United States of America to hurt them and it's false, yeah, it's kind of, death. So I'm just curious. So the whole thing was made up, correct?
Yes.
Isn't it amazing?
Yes, it was made up, but it wasn't.
All the Democrats.
Barack Obama probably was not at the head of that. It was going to be Hillary Clinton.
He's too dumb. He's too dumb to have orchestrated that. I think there were more intellectual people that brought that to him and said, listen, I think if we do this, we can destroy the presidency of Donald Trump. No, he's too dumb and stupid to have done that. He was a community. I was thinking about this earlier. Barack Obama was a community organizer in Chicago. And I was thinking to myself, I've never lived in a place where there was a community organizer. What is a community organizer? That's what a Barack Obama was. He was a community organizer. He was a well-spoken individual. And by the way, if you go back in time and you Google Joe Biden and what he said about Barack Obama, he basically said this is one of the first black men that's very articulate. He knows how to put sentences together. He basically said the guy is smart.
Yep.
Yeah, but no, yeah, I don't, yeah. You know, if you say that like, Charlie, you're racist. No, I'm not racist. I'm not. Yeah.
Okay. I don't think you're racist. But to me, I'm reasonably sure that I know that Hillary Clinton, not Billy, he's dumb. That Hillary Clinton had.
No, can I say, hey, Raver? Can I just say something real quick?
You're going to anyway. Go ahead. Do what?
I just want to say something. Listen to me very carefully. Now, you can say whatever you want to say about me. You can say whatever you want to say about Hillary. I don't care what you're saying, but I will say this. I am dumber than the most. I'm a very dumb person, but go ahead.
No, you're not.
What I just said.
No, you're not. You're not dumb. So get over that. And you can't hide behind claiming to be dumb. You're doing good. You're doing very well there, son. And then, but Hillary and the foundation, the Canadian version of the foundation, since they don't have to report where the money comes from, they hired and made the arrangements with the old ex-spy from Great Britain. The MI6 guy, MI6 or MI5, I forgot which. But anyway, and they had him produce exactly what they wanted to produce, and then it was leaked to the FBI, and then the FBI had the opportunity to investigate it when it was leaked, and this is what they came up with. Hey,
there's a website that I've mentioned to you guys a couple times, and this guy's got 4 million followers. It's such a stupid name. It's called Cat Turd. Do you know the name that I'm talking about?
I know, Cat Turd, yes.
Yeah,
it's really, I don't really get the name. I think he's a really good writer on X.
Yeah.
We got your attention.
He's a very...
But it's funny. He posted something, if you go to his website, his X profile, Nancy Pelosi's daughter, when the January 6th interaction was happening, they posted something earlier yesterday on his X account where she basically said, we got them. We're going to film this. This is brilliant coverage. we're going to destroy the Republican Party.
Yep.
It's Nancy Pelosi's daughter. Now, and I wish I had facts to back that up. I'll call him another time, but it's on there. She posted this thing. I guess she's a filmmaker.
Yes.
And I can't articulate exactly what I'm speaking about, but it's on there on January 6th. She's inside the Capitol. Why wasn't she arrested? Why were, she was a reporter. She's basically saying we've got these people. Go to his account. It's on there.
Yeah, I'm looking at his account right now. Right now they're showing.
I'm looking at it right now because I'm basically coming over like, Charlie, you're kind of nuts. You're kind of nuts. I'm looking at it right now. I'm going down the list right now. I'm looking at it right now. But he basically, here it is right here. Okay. So he posted on 15 hours ago. Donald Trump posted that Nancy Pelosi was involved in orchestrating January 6th. Here's on camera paid crisis actor John Sullivan confessing January 6th was a plan to take down Trump. Now you can go there, and Nancy Pelosi's daughter is interviewing this guy. So maybe if you guys research it, you could say, okay, Charlie, you sound you're all over the place. Just research that. And then maybe do a show and say, you know what? Her daughter, her daughter's a criminal.
Right now he's showing
So
video.
maybe you guys go to that, look at it. Maybe when you get up there.
We'll take a look at it. I'm not going to jump.
15 hours ago.
I'm not going to do it.
Wall Street 8.
Yeah, a lot of what Cat Turd post, if I was that concerned, I would double check.
I'm not a big fan of the name, but just go back and look at that. Maybe you guys digest it, research it, formulate your own opinions. I think Nancy Pelosi's daughter orchestrated certain things. She's inside the Capitol, but she was never arrested. All these other people were arrested. And she's online. She's basically saying, wait, we can't let people know what we're talking about, right? They don't know what we're saying, right?
Yeah.
The whole thing is right there. Anyway, hopefully it makes sense. I'll come back when I'm coherent.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Right now I'm looking at a video of ICE agents at the Atlanta airport talking to people. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I would love to be a fly. I'd love just go in there and sit today and watch.
Yeah.
Too far to go.
Would my wife like to come and sit down here with us for a
Come
minute?
sit down.
Over here, not over there.
I will say, though, also that law enforcement has put out a traffic advisory asking that if you're traveling from Swansboro to Jacksonville via
Don't.
Highway 24, stay in the far right lane.
Because
Trying to keep that open for straight travel.
A lot of traffic is going to be trying to get aboard Camp Lejeune.
Yeah,
They've got
and
not
the-
a lockdown, but they're doing
They're
extra
doing
security,
extensive. Yeah.
including stopping
Which
vehicles.
is
Like they did during the golf tournament.
right,
Come on up.
right.
We had to use a different gate.
Yeah, they had every gate shut down except
Except
for
the-
Wilson Gate.
Yep.
The new voice in here is Robbie, my wife. She's getting ready to take a long trip.
You're
I
going
am.
to Greensboro, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
But you're not going to stay long. You're going to turn around and come right back, aren't you?
Yep.
She's picking up some.
Well, I'm going to pick up my sister.
She's
Right.
going to steal her sister. She's kidnapping her sister.
Good for
Bringing her
you.
here.
Bring her
We're
home.
going to bring her in here and let her clean. She's younger, so we're going to let her clean up everything for the next few days.
She's not got enough strength in her body to clean up this.
There are few that have enough strength to tackle this place.
This is Rayford's. It's all hundreds of ham radios over here, and then we have this stuff here, and then we have computers everywhere. Yeah, he goes from one project to another,
Well,
but
And you're not
it's getting
allowed to
better.
touch anything.
I don't touch anything.
Yeah.
But
Because
it's getting better.
he
It's
knows,
looking
he
good.
says he knows where it is, but it is an amazing number of times he goes, do you know where
It's because you moved something.
Oh, see, yeah,
Not
right,
usually.
If I ask you where is something, you always tell me, don't you?
Well, I
And the
can.
way you tell me is because you moved it there.
No, sometimes it's because I've seen it
No,
there.
when she says, would you describe what it looks like? I do. And she says, oh, yeah, I know where that is.
If I'm missing something, I usually look in the backyard for it.
You threw it out. And
No, my dog
dog-
Paco, he just he
All right.
loves to take anything he can get a hold of. I found a wrench out there the other day.
That's
you
kind
know,
of heavy for a dog.
it's kind of a lightweight wrench. It was like it had grippers on it, and
he said, Mama,
I
you want
look-
this? You don't you need a
there it
wrench?
is in the yard.
Well, you don't want it. I'll
That
just leave it
little
here.
dog will take anything you let him. He's crazy. He's crazy. He's a crazy dog.
But you had moles, and you didn't do anything with that.
Oh, they dug enough holes between the two dogs. I have a rat terrier and a fox terrier, and between the two of them, They dug a lot of holes.
But they didn't catch any
Well, not that I
Moles.
know of. Now I saw my little one, the little fox terrier, was out there digging a hole, and then I saw him reach in and get something, and then he started chewing, and I just acted like I didn't see anything.
Uh-huh.
My
I didn't want
schnauzers,
to know.
yeah, the schnauzers used to bring me moles.
Yeah, my cat
Schnauzers used to bring pieces of squirrel tail.
Right.
The rest of it they consumed.
Speaking of animals, and speaking of my little one that I got from Adoption First Animal Rescue,
Mhm.
Adoption First Animal Rescue, Vicki Brown from them, is going to be here tomorrow, and she's going to bring in one of the pets up for adoption.
And so
Yes.
while she's here,
I'm glad
make
I'm not
absolutely sure, because I've got 2 beds over there and a whole case of food in there.
Speaking of
Yeah.
such, where was
Actually,
Shockwave
3
this
beds.
morning?
He took off running when I went up there.
Oh, he's not even been
He's
to the
been
door.
up
He
with
was in
me.
there.
He saw the suitcase, I think.
Oh,
I mean,
that
even though it's
explains
just a
it.
tiny one, he knows.
Oh yeah, he's suspicious of anything.
He's like,
you
oh,
do.
thanks, Mom.
Yeah, and
You're
Lucy
leaving
was
me
like
alone
sitting on
again?
top of me
Right.
this morning. She wasn't going to get off.
Why is it that dogs do that though? Because I've noticed that I'll pack a small bag. I mean, I'm just going somewhere for a couple hours, but sometimes I pack extra things in it just in case I come across and need it. And they sit there and they look at you with this look on their face like, why are you leaving us?
I just go get a big old bag
Why
and I
can't
pack
we
it
go?
up and I just park it there. I'm not going anywhere. I just confuse them.
I know. I told him, I
That's
said,
mean.
I won't be gone long. I'll be right back tomorrow.
I know, but they look at you like in the mornings when I leave. They look at me like the little one just kind of
Why can't you take me with you? Take me
cranks
with you.
back on
Take
the
me with
sofa
you.
like, you're leaving again, huh?
Yeah, even
Gives me that
baby
guilty
girl
look.
Mhm.
has been coming up and
That's our
meowing at
cat,
me and
one of our
trying
2
to
cats.
pat my own. And I'm going, I will be back. Daddy will take good care of you.
She was mad this morning because I was at the station over there and didn't have my chair over where she could get it. And so she kept walking back and forth in front of me, pushing all the buttons. So wonder I was able to talk to anybody this morning.
Yeah, that's just Cat. Evanrude does that, or used to
Cats.
when he could get up on
And
my
then-
computer.
But then when I pulled the chair over there, she said, thank you. And so I got down in the chair.
Yep.
She has to have her co-pilot chair.
Yeah, my cat's so old now that if a mouse walked up to it, it be look at it and go on, you know. But yeah, he used to bring me moles. I'd be standing at the kitchen sink barefoot now, and then the cat's next to me, and I'm like, "What's up with this cat?" And I'd look down, and there's a mole.
Better than a live mole.
Well, and you can't make sounds because it's an honor. They're
Right,
bringing,
right.
They're bringing you.
Yeah, it
a
was
prize.
such an honor.
Roadkill. I'm cleaning up the highways, Mama.
It was such an honor that night shortly after midnight when the cat brought in a baby rabbit and let the rabbit loose in the house. That was a real honor.
The Schnauzer, I think it was Smoke. Used to bring me baby bunnies, and they'd be fine. She would just get them. I don't know if she caught them or if they were hopping around. She'd bring me a baby bunny, and I'd look at her and go, "Okay, we're going to put this one back."
Not big enough. Wait till
Put
it
them
gets big
away
enough.
until the bunnies were big enough to take care of themselves.
Well, my basset hound one time brought me a possum in the house.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
That was excitement.
Yep.
Mean little critters, too.
Exciting time. Well, he had killed the possum,
But possums
Well, that
are
one wasn't
great.
mean then.
but he dumped the
They're great.
possum
For what?
on his doggy blanket.
They eat gazillion bugs.
They do.
All the bad bugs, mosquitoes, bugs.
And possums won't bother
consume
you
an
if you don't bother them.
incredible amount of bugs.
Right.
Yep.
And
So-
they won't bother you.
Corner one and let me know how it works out for you.
No. I tell you, my first encounter ever with a possum, and this possum was the size of a dog. It was big. I'm exaggerating, but it was big. But I was walking around Jacksonville High School, middle of the night, checking for open doors and windows. And I came around the front of the building. As I went to go down to the main sidewalk where my truck was parked, this huge possum. I didn't know what it was.
She
It was-
has 4 feet indicated on finger to finger.
It was hissing at me, and all I could see was his red beady eyes in my flashlight.
Did you see the teeth?
I saw teeth. I saw it hissing.
Oh yes,
I really thought it was like,
it sounds
Yes.
like it sounds like a cat on steroids.
Yeah, but they will not bother you if you don't.
but he
hurt
was
them.
blocking my way to my
Blocking
blazer.
your way. Yeah.
So I had to go on the grass, jump the fence, and it was still hissing at me. And I slid across the hood of the blazer,
You did
like you see in the movies.
Charlie's. No, Charlie. It was what is it? Starskin Hutch.
Yeah.
They call that a Starskin Hutch slide.
Well, I did that, my first one ever. And I slid across, came down, and was able to get into my blazer.
Can you demonstrate that?
Yeah, no. But yeah, that was my first encounter. And then there was a time, you ever open your trash can lid and there's one in there?
I've never done that.
Oh, yeah.
At 813, we had them way in the back corner where all the properties came together. And periodically, I could see one back there. I'd go back there to get something out of the shed, and there'd be one. But I never saw one up close to the house.
Wow.
We caught one.
And we have them here.
Oh yeah, we have them here.
Yeah, out in the back,
I know we have them
kind
here.
of behind the fence. They'll get
'Cause
inside the
my
fence.
buddy
sometimes,
next door,
but-
Glenn and I, we used to build rabbit boxes. We built a rabbit trap.
Mhm.
I
Right.
had to catch rabbits live. My granddaddy had taught me how. And we did it just to see if it would work. Sure enough, our first critter was a possum. That mean, that little guy or girl or whatever was mean. I got on the back of the pickup truck. My dad backed the pickup truck out there in the yard, and we had the trap down below and had it up at an angle. And I pulled the door up with a string. We stayed on the back of the pickup truck because that thing was raising Cain inside the trap. And it got out and it looked at us and it did that hissing, I'm going to eat you. And then he waddled away and
Well-
says, don't do this again.
Let me ask you,
So that was the end of the trapping days
if
for us.
someone confronted you that you didn't know and they were trying to catch you, what would you do?
I wasn't trying to catch him. We caught him.
No, I mean you. If the tables were turned and someone were coming after you
I
trying to
can't co- I
catch you,
can't compare
you would
me to
shoot them.
I can't compare me to a possum.
Why not?
Why should I? They got 4 legs. I got 2. They can run fast. They get
I'm
out of the way.
just saying they have this. Animals have the same instincts that we do. Some
All I
of them
know
are
is
a little more.
it was enough to scare me from ever wanting to be around a possum again.
Yeah, well, it's survival. That's a survival tactic.
And people used to eat those things.
Hmm.
People would eat
Possums do.
possums.
Oh, I know. I know.
They're
They
greasy.
probably
I hear
didn't
they're
know about the
greasy.
mosquitoes.
Anyway, okay. Wow. Florida driver got stopped after several people called in about he had 2 missiles strapped in the back of his pickup truck. And Highway Patrol was able to catch up. They located and stopped the vehicle. And from a distance, the objects reported looked like missiles mounted in the truck's bed, which is more than enough to raise concern on a busy public highway.
That'll
You
make you
think?
stop. You're going to get stopped, but
Yeah. The Florida Highway Patrol troopers intercepted the vehicle and were to determine whether there was any actual threat after receiving multiple calls. Come to find out, they were just plastic missiles.
the funniest traffic stop around here that I know of, former sheriff, Mr. Woodward. But when Bill was a deputy, he was a detective with the sheriff's office here, and Bill and I don't know who was driving. I think it was Arthur Allen Marshburn, but they were coming back from Richlands, and there's some car, and the sheriff's office in those days, they didn't stop people for speeding. You could run 100 miles an hour, and chances are you wouldn't be stopped.
Good
And
old
if-
boy, just
and if-
burning off some
And
gas.
if you did, they would tell you to slow your butt down.
Mhm.
But anyway, they pulled this guy over because he passed them and was driving kind of crazy. So they put an unmarked car. The unmarked cars may have well been marked. They were all brown. Looked just like
With the bubble light.
no, they didn't. They weren't marked. They just not marked. But they pulled them over. Had the Kojak light. Pulled them over, and as they start walking up to the car, there's a hand sticking out, bloody hand sticking out of the trunk of the car. It was the first thing they saw, where it slammed down on the hand.
Mhm.
Well, it was then felony stop time, guns drawn, and the whole kit and caboodle. Scared the crap out of those 2 teenage boys with that fake hand that they had hanging out of the trunk of the car.
I
I was going to say
imagine.
that sounds like a fake hand.
Oh, well, the fake hand got met with 357 Magnums is what he got met with.
Well, I guarantee if you had somebody who knew what they were doing and they had killed somebody, they would have made sure all the body parts were inside the trunk of the
These
car.
are teenagers.
Well, I know.
You don't ask
Not for
questions.
me.
You don't decide whether they're smart crooks or dumb crooks.
Yep.
When you do something like that.
Mhm.
Hey, before we go, I need to say hello to two people.
Okay. Yes. No.
Please do.
My friend Michelle and
Hey,
my
Michelle.
friend Bert.
Bert
Yes.
and Michelle.
Yep. Who listen to the show. I don't know
Yay.
if they're listening today, but yay.
Thank you.
Yay.
Thank you.
So very good. I'm glad you did that because I was going to try to remember. I remember Michelle's name. I didn't remember Bert. I don't.
Well,
think
I don't think I told you Bert's
you
name.
didn't tell me. That's why I didn't remember it. That
Because
was-
Michelle was the newest one that told me
Yeah.
she listened, and Bert had already told me.
Yeah,
Wow.
there are a lot of people. Hey, folks, you guys who are listeners, if you would just pass the word, we don't advertise anywhere or anything else. We used to be on radio, and of course, it was well known everywhere,
Right.
know,
Right.
all over Eastern North Carolina.
Yes.
At that time. But if you'd pass the word that we are still alive and well, and we cover a much
Yes.
broader area, all you got to do is tune in, and
We've
just tune
just-
in where you guys are listening to us on YouTube or Facebook, whatever. Tell your neighbors. Tell them just
Right.
to, if they want to try one morning, take a listen, they can do so.
Right.
If
And,
they're up this early.
And if
Hey,
they're not up this early,
you can
just
watch it
listen
later.
anytime during the
Mhm.
day or
Yeah,
night.
that's what I tell people because they go, "That's really early." I said, "Well, you can go back and listen to it anytime."
Now,
During
the
the day.
thing is that a lot of people do that. That's the reason we don't get the calls because a
Mhm.
lot of people are looking at it in the
Yeah,
recorded
all
version.
through the day, I get notifications where somebody's liked our video, liked, or
Yeah,
liked,
yeah,
liked.
it comes out all
So,
that. So,
it by the end of the night,
and if you guys would like to call us in the mornings and join us on the air, you can do that. If you walk in the studio, like this young lady right here just did, she walked in the studio, so she's sitting out here. If you want to walk in, just don't be. You could have a gun, but just keep it holstered.
Yeah, just
why are
don't
we
come to
even
the front
making
door.
it up?
and
Because
ring the doorbell.
this is not a gun-free zone.
Okay.
We don't. Our guns are expensive. They're not free.
Yeah.
No, they're not for sale either. Maybe not to y'all.
Anyway,
Anywho, well, you're on your way.
Yep.
Be careful and call
safe
me.
travels.
I will. As a matter of fact, I'm
You
heading
got,
out.
you got your food?
I do. I need to tell you when my tea cools off, it's sitting on the counter. Put it in the refrigerator.
Do I have to take anything out of it or just stick it in there?
I just stick it in there.
That's easy.
I made it stupid proof.
Okay, well,
Well, I had an engineer friend used to tell me that you can make things foolproof.
get barbecue.
You can't make them damn foolproof because there are too damn many fools out there.
Well, I just know you would be calling me every 5 minutes
I
and
would.
ask me the question, so I made it as easy as I could for you. Just
Which
just
refrigerator would you like it in?
the only one it'll fit in, the one that usually lives in upstairs
The one upstairs.
on the bottom shelf on the right
Okay.
in the door.
As I'm looking at it, or as I turn around to walk
As you're
away from
looking
it?
at it,
On its right or
you know
bottom?
exactly where I put the tea.
Yeah, in the way of the soft drink bottles. In the same shelf the soft drink bottles go.
Yes.
I got you. I know where it goes now.
The usually empty soft drink bottles.
Well, whatever.
Well, have a safe travel
Be
trip
careful.
Yes, I will.
to and from.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.
She's leaving.
She's leaving. She's leaving. She'll
Oh,
be back.
no.
She'll be back. Poor little doggies. They're going to be so lonely. I'm going to tie them up outside so they can't get away. I'm going to tie both the cats out there too.
No, you're not. You're not going to do anything of this such because you would never do that. You're an avid animal lover. You're very passionate about your pets.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Don't let him fool you. These pets come first.
Pets and pest are spelled the same way.
I mean, they
Just
have a
change the letters around.
drinking fountain made of gold.
Two of them.
Yeah, yes,
one
in the
is
house.
silver,
They're made of
one's gold.
gold. I'm telling you.
One's silver, one's gold.
Their beds are bigger than the couches in the house.
Yep.
You know, and they have little mini TVs set in front of all their beds to keep them company. I'm not kidding.
On the ceiling so they can see because
Yeah,
they're usually
lay
on the
back.
back looking up. Just in case.
Right.
Okay, we got to go because you're lying a lot. And we will be
Maybe
back tomorrow. And
stretching
tomorrow we do.
truth.
Speaking of critters, we're going to be talking
Yes.
about critters tomorrow. We're going to have a couple
Vicky
joining
Brown's
us in
going to
here.
be with us.
I'm
Yes.
going to have to lock Shockwave way. What is she
Yes.
bringing?
I have no clue. Let her
Could it
surprise
be a
us.
lion or maybe an alligator or something?
I hope not, because you'll be on your own.
You'll be helping dress that gator out. 'Cause we're having
no.
dinner.
Anyway, Vicky Brown will be in with us, so I'll send her a reminder.
Yes.
Make sure.
And then call Ellie, please, to see
I've already
where
sent him a
were
message.
you.
Yeah, I sent him a message.
Okay.
All right.
All right. We'll see you in the morning.
All right.
Have a great rest of your day. Be safe out there. Okay. You're live and local Real Talk, where we are on occasion awake, but never woke.
Right.